Hello, I wanted to record a quick video on Minion Defences for the Dominating Blow build because I've been getting a number of questions about how to keep the minions alive. And first of all, the most important thing here, for your Dominating Blow minions specifically, it's mentioned in the POB for the guide, but maybe I haven't put enough emphasis on it. You can get a medium cluster jewel with the notable passive Blessed Rebirth, and this will make your minions invincible for 4 seconds when they are created. And this is enough time that you're guaranteed to eventually ramp up to your maximum minion cap, as long as you have enough attack speed and as long as you're actually summoning minions consistently. So this is very important. Even if you can only get this and nothing else on a cluster jewel, it's worth using. In fact, that's basically what I'm using here. This just has +2 dex and basically nothing on it except for Blessed Rebirth. So I'm using it and it is worth it. It's very important for keeping your Dominating Blow minions alive. But I actually think that what a lot of people are asking about is specifically the permanent minions like Spectres, the Carrion Golem, the Holy Relic if you're using it, an Animate Guardian if you're using it, or if you're still using zombies, then zombies as well. Zombies are not quite as important because they're pretty easy to resummon, but Spectres can be a pain. The Animate Guardian, obviously, you really don't want to lose. So let's go over some of the different ways that you can add defense to them. The first, easiest, probably most obvious way is to use a Bone Ring. These can have minion modifiers on them. They can have a lot of minion resist on them. They can have minion life on them. Your minions, by default, don't have capped resistances. You need to add about, I think, it's either 35 or 45 resist to cap them on resistances on the default cap. So this Bone Ring alone would get them to the resist cap. And yes, this Bone Ring in particular is very nice. Rog hooked me up with this. I was very grateful for that. So besides gear, which is mainly just Bone Rings, there are a number of passives on the tree that help your minions survive. There's a bunch of passives that give minion regen. This one here gives minions regenerate 1% of life per second. This one gives minions regenerate 1% of life per second. These 2 points on this wheel here give minion max life, and then these 2 points give minion regen. And if you have enough int, you can actually path through the minion life here instead of pathing this way like I did. In fact, when I'm done making this video, I am going to do that myself because I actually came across something that gave me a ton of int, so I can actually do that myself now. Something else to be aware of is that Convocation is actually quite strong for minion defenses. First of all, it teleports all of your minions to you, so that could get them out of danger if they're standing on a damage over time effect and you just pull them to you. It might get them off of it. Second, every time you use Convocation, your minions regenerate a decent amount of life. And there's a Minion Defense Mastery on the tree that actually gives Convocation a 40% increased cooldown recovery rate. I'm thinking about taking this. I have taken this in the past, and it was quite useful when I had it. It was pretty nice having the increased regen, and actually it's even kind of nice for damage just having your minions with you more consistently. Another option if you wanted to forego that is you could take the minions have +8 to all maximum elemental resistances. But you would need to have your minion resistances bumped up for that to actually matter. Like you would need something like this Bone Ring with a whole bunch of minion resist on it. So besides those nodes that you can easily reach on the tree, there's a couple that you could anoint for minion defenses. There's Indomitable Army right here, which gives them a bunch of physical reduction and resistances and makes them basically immune to bleed. And bleed is actually quite deadly to minions. And then there's Decay Ward down here, which gives them block chance and recover life on block. The Dominating Blow minions, funny enough, actually have some innate block chance, so they actually benefit from this even more because block chance becomes even better the more of it you stack. But as I mentioned earlier, for Dominating Blow, the main way to keep them alive is using Blessed Rebirth on a cluster jewel. We're more concerned about keeping our permanent minions alive right now, which this is still good for. And something you can do with this is to combine it with Bone Offering. Bone Offering is a skill gem that gives your minions a whole bunch of block chance and spell block. And they regenerate life if they've blocked recently. If you combine this with the Decay Ward notable that we just looked at, then they flat recover life immediately when they block. This is a lot of defense. This won't help them at all against damage over time effects, but against hit-based damage, if you combine this with Decay Ward, they're basically invincible. The issue with using Bone Offering is that, 1, it takes another gem slot in your gear. 2, you actually have to have a corpse nearby to use the spell, so you either need to be just mapping, or if you're bossing, you would need to have a Desecrate gem with you, which is yet another gem slot that you would need to use. And then the last issue with trying to anoint these for defense is that we actually want to use our anoints on something else. Like, I'm using mine on Enduring Bond and Death Attunement, and it would hurt losing those to take some defenses instead, but it might be worth it because I'm feeling it too. My minions are dying quite a bit more than they have in the past. It's getting pretty annoying resummoning Spectres almost every map. I haven't even started using Animate Guardian yet because I'm just too afraid of it dying. And I don't have the budget to create a basically invincible Animate Guardian yet. So in place of Animate Guardian, I'm still just using Summon Holy Relic. This is actually still a very good skill, even without being linked to anything that makes it deal more damage. By itself, it will help you spawn your initial batch of minions because it gives quite a bit more punch to your melee attacks that you're using before you spawned any minions, and it just helps you get that initial wave of minions spawned. So using this instead of Animate Guardian isn't the worst thing, but losing Animate Guardian is losing a lot of power, so you do eventually want to use it. But I just wanted to show that I've completed my Atlas, and I still am not using Animate Guardian, so you don't need to rush into Animate Guardian or anything. For like pinnacle bossing, you will want it, but you don't need it right away. Anyway, that's all for now. I just wanted to give an update on how you can maybe keep your minions alive a little bit longer. I know a lot of people are struggling with it. Like I said, I am too. My permanent minions, the Spectres, are dying nearly every map, so sometimes I'm just not even bothering to resummon them. Another option is to use tankier Spectres. Like you can see, I have 2 Demon Harpies walking around here, and these are pretty tanky Spectres. They are less likely to die. The Carnage Chieftain is a lot more likely to die. Something I've done in the past actually is just run 3 Demon Harpy Spectres, because by themselves they have respectable clear, and they do a lot of damage. They're pretty tanky. It's actually pretty strong just to run 3 of them. So anyway, like I said, that's all for now. The next video I'm planning on doing is a video on Crucible passives for Dominating Blow. A lot of people have asked, am I planning on switching off of staff, because the staff nodes aren't really that great for Dominating Blow, but I've actually found quite a few really nice passives for Dominating Blow. So hopefully I'll get that recorded pretty soon. That's all for this video. Have a great day.